Good morning, this is Jason out here in Colorado. This is day one of my Just Me series. The Just Me series is a collaboration of a bunch of different survival experts from around the world. We all got together and decided to see what we can do completely primitively to have a sustainable life. You can see the other survival instructors and the links below, and you can also check out our Facebook page. I'll include the link below for that as well. So what we got to do for the Just Me series is everything has to be completely primitive. Now that means we can't use any tools, any man-made tools, any knives, nothing steel, no backpacks, nothing at all. So what I decided to do was to start out with, I'm going to go completely nomad, and I was thinking of what tools I would need to be able to accomplish my tasks. And really the first most important thing is a cutting tool. So I decided I was going to make a knife, and along the way, trying to think of things to collect stone and bone and everything, I figured that I needed something to put everything in. So my first task was, or is, to make some baskets. I'm going to make them out of yucca, because we have plenty of yucca out here in Colorado. Unfortunately, yucca is very strong. The leaves of the narrow-leaf yucca are extremely strong. I guess that's not too unfortunate. That's really good for me. But in order for me to cut the leaves off the narrow-leaf yucca, I'm going to need a sharp object. So really, my first objective is back to a cutting tool. So while I was out looking for a good cutting tool, Colorado doesn't really have great rock. Flint is pretty rare. I do know of a place I can go get it, but I haven't made it out there yet. So I took what I had in my area, and I found a piece of sandstone, and I did try this. You can see I did take another piece of sandstone and flatten that down, and I can take this and use it to saw through that yucca. But while I was out hunting for a good rock, I did come across some rib bones. So I'm going to take these rib bones and I'm going to make a knife out of it. I'm going to probably use this sandstone to sharpen these edges. So that's my first task, is to attempt to make a knife out of these bones that I can use to cut that yucca, so I can make baskets, so I can carry anything that I might find. Because pockets in my pants are modern. So that's going to be my first task, a knife, and then I'll start making baskets. Alright, so here's a basket I started making. This is out of the narrow leaf yucca. I kind of did an unconventional way to start it. As you can see, I've got 9 spokes around the top here. You need an odd number So when you weave in and out, that it alternates, once on the outside, once on the inside. If you got an even number of spokes, it won't alternate properly. But what I did here is the very end of the spoke, what I did is I took one of the yucca leaves. The points are very sharp, needle-like, so I broke it down, took off the where it's really fat here, and just made it just a few fibers, basically a needle and thread, and I sewed the ends of it on here. And then I used some old yucca cordage that I had made to start the bottom. And then, you know, it would take me forever to make a basket like this just using the cordage like that. I don't want to invest that much time into this basket, so I started just weaving the leaves in and out like you would a standard basket. About, I don't know, I'm probably going to go a few more inches up above on this, and then what I'm going to do is I'll take these and fold the tops, and I'll fold it over the top kind of like this, but I'll tuck them down in there so that these will hold in. And then what I'll probably do is I'll make some more cordage and then wrap it around this top edge to give it some support. And all I'm going to use this basket for is when I'm out collecting rocks, flint, bone, whatever that I find out in the woods, so that I can use it to transport it back to camp. Because, you know, we're doing all this primitive, we're not even supposed to use our pockets in our pants. So really, you know, a basket's a great thing to use to transport your materials. Eventually I'll probably make a bigger one, something I can sling over my back, but I'm probably going to also take and put a piece of the yucca cordage on the side so I can make a handle, maybe to loop it around my shoulder or something like that, so I can just sling it as a satchel and just walk around and pick up whatever materials I find that I can just use. So you can see what I'm doing here. I'm taking a nice long leaf, one that's green, not too dead. This one's pretty green all the way to the end, whereas this one's kind of dead near the end. I could probably use this one. Let me back that off. You can use that one too. But this is the end of my last wrap right here. I'm on the inside of this piece. Sorry. This is the end of my last wrap. I'm on the inside of this piece, so I'm taking the pointy end of this and I'm jamming it down in there. And then I'm going to go inside this one. So I'm inside there. I'm going to go outside on this one. Inside, outside, and I just keep alternating. And that's what I did all the way up this basket, and that's what I'm going to do until I reach as high up as I want to go. I'll probably stop about right in here so that I have enough to fold everything over. Really the hardest part of getting this basket is getting the beginning started. Once you get that going and it holds to form, you know, you just push this down as you work. You need to push your basket down, tighten it up a little bit. You might need to spread it, pull it apart a little bit so you don't get it so it's too tight. But I'm going to just keep alternating that back and forth. Make sure I'm inside, outside, inside, outside. And then, like I said before, I'm going to wrap it with some more of this cordage I'm going to make. And I'm sure you all seen videos on how to make cordage, but if not, just ask in the comments below and I'll show you a video on how to make yucca cordage. Okay, so here's my finished product, my basket. I got a little loop I put on here so I can put on around my belt or whatever I decide to hook it to. I can carry it in my hand while I'm trying to collect flint or whatever. As you can see, the top, I went ahead and made some cordage out of the yucca, and I just wove it around, so that'll help strengthen the top a little bit. The tools I used, just a very crude cutting tool with a knife or a bone they made into a knife. I used a piece of sandstone to help saw through the cord and to take and sharpen the knife a little bit. Worked just fine. I I used just a piece of bone to help dig with. You saw me digging out that root. The cordage, this narrow leaf yucca is pretty thick stuff, pretty fibrous and woody. So to break that down, I used a couple river rocks. Just gently pound that leaf in between these rocks, and it'll break it down so that you can work it more. You're working around in your hands a little bit. That way you can make cordage out of it, because you're not going to be able to do it just with this. As it sits, you're going to have to break it down into individual fibers, and you can't bang on that stuff too hard with that rocks, otherwise you're going to compromise the integrity of it. But that's my basic basket for now. I'll probably make some more. That way I'm out harvesting things. I have something to put them in. It's my day one for my basket, and hopefully I'll see you next time on day two. Take care. Thanks for joining me.